So you've got around 80k to spend on a 7 or 8 seater that can take everyone's baggage, bags, bits and bobs. But you don't want a cramped SUV or a van in wag and drag. Well, if that's you, then presenting this, the new Ford Tourneo. Like the Toyota Granvia, Mercedes-Benz Vito and Hyundai Staria, this is also based on a mid-sized van, in this case, the new Ford Transit Custom. But the Ford Transit Custom has been re-engineered to drive less like a van and more like a wagon or an SUV. So it's not just a box in a fancy frock. Intrigued? You should be. My name is Byron Mathioudakis for CarsGuide.com.au and I'm here to tell you all about the new Ford Tourneo. Let's go. So, whether you're a parent with more kids than you care to admit, a hotel operator searching for something for the airport run, or simply someone with lots of friends, the new Tourneo has been priced and positioned in such a way that it should make most Australians shortlist for that sort of vehicle, and here's why. Here by the end of 2024, the Tourneo Custom will arrive in two surprisingly well-equipped 8-seater short wheelbase flavours. Which means, please ignore the extra length of this pre-production German preview model you see here, because it's the long wheelbase version we're inexplicably not getting in Oz. Well, not for the time being. The base active, from $65,990 before on-road costs, includes a lengthy list of advanced driver assist tech like autonomous emergency braking, lane support systems, and adaptive cruise control. Do check out the safety section later on for more information. All Aussie Tourneos also score tri-zone climate control, heated front seats, this 13-inch touchscreen, Alexa voice command, wireless Apple CarPlay / Android Auto, wireless smartphone charging, powered side doors, and 17-inch alloys that only a mother could love. That said, the wheels on the $5,000 extra Titanium X flagship from $70,990 look no better, but it does add this fixed glass panoramic roof, a 360-degree camera, powered front seats, an audio upgrade, and artificial leather rather than cloth seat trim. Both grades also include track-based sliding and easily removable second and third row seating, with the middle ones also rotatable by 180 degrees for rear-facing fun times. Ford should have just revived the old Spectron name from the 1980s. I reckon Gen X kids like me, who probably make up the Tourneo-based demographic, would immediately know what this people move is all about. Anyway, there are cheaper options like the petrol-powered only LDV Mifa, or Mifa, or Mothra, or whatever you call it, that's from China, as well as the sleeker Kia Carnival segment bestseller and related Hyundai Staria 8-seaters, both of which come from Korea. But the British and German engineered but Turkish built Tourneo is keenly priced and competitively equipped against other mid-sized van-based wagons, namely Japan's Granvia, the German Vito made in Spain, and Volkswagen's Multivan equivalent from Hanover. Clearly there's lots of competition for the Ford, but it seems to be well prepared for the coming fight. Ford isn't pretending that this isn't based on a van. The Transit Custom, which this is derived from, has had a huge engineering rethink. It's longer, with a longer wheelbase. The front wheels have been pushed forward to create more space in the front area. These apertures are larger, the body is more aerodynamic. The roof still remains at under 2.1 meters, so height clearances aren't a worry. And if you come around the back here, you'll see that there is a massive amount of space for 8 people and their luggage. This thing is built for purpose and it shows. The Australian-bound 8-seater short wheelbase Tourneo L1 will have 2 bucket seats up front with full walk-through access to the second row instead of the bench seat as shown in this 9-seater long wheelbase L2 version we may or may not eventually get here. Just pretend the front middle seat isn't there, and that I'm cool, young and handsome, and not awkward, pudgy and middle-aged. Being based on a van is no bad thing when you need a family people mover. Being based on the latest Transit Custom, it gains all its advancements, including an airbag up here, which liberates more space for storage in front of the passenger. So you get a glove box and also a deep storage unit above that. There's an excellent driving position ahead of a large touchscreen with a very intuitive multimedia system, cup holders, door storage, really comfortable seats, excellent vision out, and you sit high like you do in an SUV anyway, so you get all the packaging benefits of a van or a big people mover combined with an SUV's lofty seating. Like, it's a win-win situation. And it's also really well built. Great ventilation, a great sound system, and overall something that's really easy to live with. I think that as soon as you get around the fact that this is actually not even as large or as long as you might expect, it's really well sized for a family. And speaking of family size, I'll show you out back. Look at all this. This is massive. Like, both these seats can be faced the other way, so you can just face the traffic, or they can be turned around and have this kind of club kind of seating arrangement. They move in kind of an individual process. They recline. There's storage under here. With all of them, there's ventilation for all outboard occupants, USB ports, cup holders, individual lights, the works. Like, when I was a kid, I used to go to motor shows and sit into combis and the Ford Spectron and that sort of thing. And I loved this sort of versatility. I wish we had that sort of thing. So, and this is what this provides. It's really smartly packaged and thoughtfully presented. And you know what? I haven't even moved the seats. This is how much space I've got. Look at this, like, it's heaps. What more could a family want? Like the Transit Custom, this car has a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel that Ford hilariously calls Eco Blue. It delivers 130 kilowatts of power and 390 Newton meters of torque to the front wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission. That's enough grunt for a 2,500 kilogram brake towing capacity. To help keep all that torque in control at speed, there's a wishbone front end and semi-trailing arm independent rear suspension system out back. Sadly though, we're not going to get the PHEV plug-in hybrid petrol-electric version offered elsewhere anytime soon. But don't worry, electrification fans, because apparently the Tourneo battery electric version might come to Australia in 2025. Fingers crossed. Whoa, fingers crossed. Ford reckons that this car is about 100 kilograms lighter than its predecessor, and it's 13% more aerodynamically efficient, which should translate into lower fuel consumption figures in the real world. There aren't any Australian-specific economy figures available just yet, but the heavier Euro-spec long wheelbase Tourneo we're driving here should average 8.2 litres per 100 kilometres, according to the WLTP. But driven briskly on German roads, our trip computer begged to differ, saying that we slurp diesel at a rate of 11.3. For the record, the Tourneo long wheelbase PHEV is rated at just 1.9. Bring on that plug-in hybrid, Ford. This is equipped with a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, and when it's lightly laden, it feels easy and light on its feet. There's plenty of low-down torque for fast manoeuvres. There isn't as much turbo lag as you get in some diesels, and it's quite well insulated from the cabin. So they're good points. So is the 8-speed automatic transmission, which is a torque converter style, so it doesn't have lag, and it doesn't slur, and it doesn't drone and that sort of thing like some other ones do. About my only concern with this car is, with all seats occupied, and there are 8 of them, remember, I'm not sure how much power this thing has. It may not be quite as gutsy as something with a V6 engine, for instance. So I don't think it's particularly any less inclined to be slow than a lot of its rivals with 4-cylinder diesel engines, but you know, I think that with 1 or 2 people on board, this is certainly adequate. But I'll just have to wait and see on Australian roads what it feels like with like the Brady Bunch being carted in the back. What the Tourneo offers compared to, say, its Mercedes and other van-based rivals is it's both better to drive dynamically and more comfortable to ride in. Now, by dynamics, I mean that it steers and rides really well. And part of the reason is because Ford has introduced an independent rear end across the Transit Custom range. And this is very much a beneficiary of that because it doesn't have the hardness, the suspension firmness and the unyieldiness that you get in so many of this type of vehicle. It's comfortable, and the more people inside, or the more people you carry, the more comfortable it seems. There is a little bit of road drone coming through from the back. I noticed on the way to and from the airport in one of these, and I also found that it can get a little bit busy in the ride over some bad bumps, but generally for an airport run style 8-seater people mover, this does the job really well. It's even got a fairly tight turning circle, so it's easy to maneuver around town. A huge screen, the large mirrors, the deep windows all provide excellent vision and that sort of thing. So I'm very impressed with this for what it is, and it's refined. So if you're in the market for an 8-seater, or you have a small business where you need to ferry people to and from places like hotels or airports, you should definitely have this on your short list. Another feather in the Ford's cap is a high degree of driver assist safety, despite the Tourneo having recently received a 4-star Euro NCAP rating. It does include AEB, lane keep assist, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert and adaptive cruise control, plus 6 airbags with curtain airbag coverage for all outboard occupants are fitted, along with ISOFIX child seat anchor points in all rear seating. For more safety info, please check out my full review at carsguide.com.au. Ford also provides security in the form of a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, as well as 7 years of conditional roadside assistance. Service intervals are said to be at every 12 months or 30,000 kilometres, whichever comes first. There's also fixed price servicing outlined on the company's website. I reckon Ford's right on the money with the new Tourneo. It's based on a van, which means it's got the practicality and space that you want, but because it's also derived from the new Transit Custom, it's got the sophisticated engineering, including an independent rear suspension system, to provide the refinement and comfort that you want in a people mover. I reckon this is for the van averse who don't want an SUV. Don't forget, you can read the full review at carsguide.com.au, and as always, thanks for watching.